Today, we're diving into a story of flavor, faith, and history that's been simmering for centuries, literally. We're going to explore the incredible culinary history of Odisha, which is without a doubt one of India's best-kept secrets. You know, this quote just perfectly captures what we're talking about. To speak of Odia food is to speak of a civilization that refuses to forget its roots. It's an entire identity served right on a plate. Okay, let's get into this. So what makes this cuisine so unique? Well, it's where the stories began. Most of these culinary traditions, they didn't start in some grand royal palace with kings and queens. No, they were born in the humble huts of farmers and in the sacred kitchens of ancient temples. And that's exactly where we're going to start. We're heading into the Rasagola, the sacred kitchen of the Jagannath Temple in Puri. Now, this isn't just any kitchen. It's a living, breathing piece of history, and it's one of the largest functioning temple kitchens in the entire world. For almost 1,000 years, this sacred space has been fueled by the work of over 500 cooks. They're known as Saras and Mahaswaras. I mean, can you just imagine the sheer scale and coordination it takes to keep this ancient tradition alive every single day?
That's right, 56 different dishes. This massive offering, called the Chapan Bhog, it isn't just food. It is a deeply spiritual practice, a tradition that has been passed down through generations, with its roots in ancient rituals that are still followed to the letter even today.
And what's really fascinating here is the strict adherence to tradition. The temple kitchen completely forbids what it calls new arrivals, so basically ingredients that came to India through colonial trade. That means no potatoes, no tomatoes, no chilies, no onions or garlic. The focus is purely on indigenous ingredients like yam, pumpkin, and plantain. And get this, the cooking process itself is just a marvel. They stack anywhere from 5 to 9 earthen pots, one on top of the other, all over a single wood fire. And through this really clever circulation of steam, the food in the topmost pot actually gets cooked first. It's an incredible feat of thermodynamic genius, a perfect example of ancient wisdom in practice. This is how the Mahaprasad, or the Great Offering, is prepared. So the Mahaprasad is kind of the sacred crown of Odia food, but the cuisine's real soul is also found in its humble heartbeats. Let's move from the Grand Temple to the everyday kitchen and explore a dish that nourishes millions. Now, to an outsider, pakawa might just seem like leftover rice soaked in water, but to an Odia, it's a historical necessity, a core part of their cultural identity. See, in the brutal, humid heat of the coast, cooked rice spoils really quickly, so communities develop this simple, brilliant solution. Just submerge it in water and let it ferment. And it's definitely not a one-size-fits-all kind of dish. You've got basi pakala, which is fermented overnight for that tangy flavor. Then there's saja, which is made fresh. And of course, dahi pakala, with cool yogurt mixed in. These variations show just how versatile it is in everyday life. It's even part of the summer offerings back at the Jagannath Temple. And you really can't talk about staple foods without mentioning dalma. This is a super nourishing one-pot meal of lentils and seasonal vegetables. It's often cooked without onion or garlic, which makes it pure enough to be offered as prasad in temples. It just perfectly embodies that Odia philosophy of simple, sacred food that's deeply connected to the land. Okay, so from the savory, let's turn to the sweet. We are entering the world of Odisha desserts, where one ingredient is absolute king, chenna, a type of fresh cottage cheese. And Odisha's bond with chenna is truly ancient. Now, a lot of people are familiar with the Rasagola, but its story has deep, deep roots here. For centuries, a simple sweet called Kira Mahana was offered to the goddess Lakshmi at the Jagannath Temple. And over time, this humble offering gradually transformed into the caramelized, melt-in-your-mouth Rasagola that's so beloved across the state today. So if the Rasagola evolved from an ancient temple offering, what about this? Could Odisha be home to what is essentially the world's first Indian cheesecake? This next story is just a perfect example of a happy accident. The famous chenna poda, which literally translates to burnt cheese, was born in the mid-20th century. A confectioner named Sudarshan Sahu accidentally left some sweetened chenna in a warm oven overnight. He woke up to this caramelized, smoky, and absolutely incredible dessert. From sacred temple offerings and fermented rice, all the way to serendipitous sweets, believe me, we have only just scratched the surface of what Odisha cuisine has to offer. This is really just the beginning of the journey. I mean, we haven't even had time to talk about the incredible variety of pithas, which are these amazing traditional cakes, or the famous street food diabara, or the flaky pastry called kaja, or the countless non-vegetarian delicacies like matcha mora. There is just so much more to this rich culinary world. So, if you truly want to understand the soul of this incredible place, the answer is simple: start with the food. The real question is, are you ready to discover India's best-kept secret for yourself?